You know, most women don't fail because they're weak. They fail because the little girl inside them doesn't trust them to show up. And until you start showing up for her, you'll keep tripping yourself up. But before we go any further and into today's theme, which is self-improvement and how to reparent yourself, let's do a little nervous system check-in question. And all I'm going to ask you is, how are you feeling? How are you feeling today? And all I want you to do is summarise it. Summarise it in one word for me. I don't want any surface level stuff. I actually want you to go into your nervous system and feel your body, man. How is it feeling? Good? Bad? Heavy? Light? Proud? Energised? How is it, man? And when you've got it, just summarise it. Right, summarise it in one word for me. And then if you're brave enough, as always, right, stick it in the comments. You can see here with the main man, there he is, Rambo. Rambo. I've got him on the lead to start today, so I have, because he's been so mischievous lately, ain't you, son? Let's have a wee look. Ain't you, boy? Ain't you? He has indeed. Rambo has been mischievous. So yes, stick your little nervous system check in. Right, just one word, summarise it, stick it in the comments, and let's get a general feeling for today's walk. Today's walk and talk. And as I always say to you, just get the earphones on, get the trainers in, and come a stroll with me and Rambo. As I always say, we can get up to a wee bit of mischief, a wee bit of a laugh, and never know what's going to happen in these walks, to be honest. And do you know what, I'm feeling a wee bit mischievous today. And I actually love this theme that we're going to talk about, which is self-improvement and reparenting yourself. Know that your parents, your actual parents or mum and dads, did a bad fucking job, because you're already aware, as I've said to you, they were only doing the best they could with the body toolbox they had. And that, as we're already aware, if you've been here for the start of this series, The Wounded Woman, the girl you've buried, you'll know that is a very, very light out tile. A very light toolbox indeed, so it was. So yes, right, reparent yourself. Self-improvement is the fifth step, right, the fifth step on this journey, right, to making peace with the girl you buried. And one of the things I coach in my 6-month shadow transformation programme, right, with the ladies, is inner child work. And this inner child work is, I'm going to say, it's transformational for every single lady, right, in the programme. So transformational. Light bulb moments galore. Right, everything just starts to make sense, right, make sense with them. And I always remember one client messaged me on a Tuesday, right, because we have our Monday night group calls. Right, it's 8 o'clock, and that's where I break down like the weekly theme. So on a Tuesday she messaged me and says, "Hey Stuart, I'm really struggling after last night's call." And I says, "That's okay, don't worry about it." I says, let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening underneath. Let's jump on a call." And when we got on the call, she says, "I don't think I can do this anymore." And I says, that's okay, that's only natural when we start digging deep into the layers of ourselves, the shame, the guilt, the stuff that we're not proud of, the things like trauma, whatever it may be. Then it's not fucking easy, is it? It's not fucking easy, and I try and explain this to all the women who work with me. It's not an easy journey, right? You're digging into the parts of yourself that you've hidden, that girl that you've buried years and years ago, and now the old survival system is kicking in, the survival mechanism. You either got to fight, or in this case, she was wanting to flee. And I was like, what is going on underneath then? I know that you want to flee. I know that's your survival response because we're obviously hitting a nerve with the work that we're doing. And she says, I'm not scared of the work, it's the overwhelm, it's the pressure, it's the heaviness of the guilt and the shame of me having a light bulb moment that I've actually passed my pain, my trauma, down to my kids. And you could see the pain in her face, the frustration, the tears were coming, and I says, don't worry, man, don't worry, that's okay. I says, do you know every mother that works for me goes through that exact same process? That's the one that hits them the bloody hardest, is the guilt and the shame that they've passed on their wounds to their kids. And I always explain to them is the easiest way to let go, right, of that guilt and that shame is same as your mother and father. You were only doing the best you could with the fucking toolbox that you had at your disposal. And we're already aware that that wasn't a very, very full toolbox, was it? Remember, we were operating for a certain bandwidth of awareness. We weren't aware that our wounds, our trauma, was running the show, was dictating the show. We were emotionally stunted. We were our emotional intelligence, right, wasn't there. So I was like, don't worry, man. I says, you were only doing the best that you could with the knowledge and the skill set that you bloody had. I says, but this is where it obviously changes, isn't it? Because now we're opening up your eyes have been opened, you're like, fuck, things are starting to make sense now. And how we let go of that guilt is it affirming to yourself, shit. Do you know what? I was only doing the best I knew at the time. And I'm not going to punish myself for it. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to dust myself down. And for this day forward, I'm actually going to make change. I'm going to show up differently. I'm going to bring that girl to the surface and start making peace with her. And I says to her, do you know, in 6 months' time, you'll be telling me the best thing you've got for this programme is you became a better parent. You became a better mother. I says every woman that joins this programme and who leaves at the end to have kids, they say that's the biggest thing. That is the biggest transformation, is they became a better mother. And that's what I says to her. I says the exact words. And I says you cannot buy that, man. You cannot buy that level of growth, of awareness, of transformation. It's just when you start showing up and re-educating your kids, not by here, this is what we're going to do, but by action, by showing up and doing things differently in your life. And that's the question I want to ask you. Where in your life is guilt and shame holding you back? And that's the question. Where in your life at the moment is guilt and shame holding you back? And I want you to let that sink in. I want you to let it register. And then I want you to start the process of maybe letting it go. And saying to yourself, I was only doing the best that I could with the tool set I had at the time. So that's the question. Right, that is the question. A very, very deep question in it. Very, very deep and, let's say, challenging. Very, very challenging, because we don't want to go there, do we? Because we parked that bus long and long ago, and stirring about these skeletons in the closets, like fuck, not a chance. But honestly, it's the bravest thing you'll ever do. Right, the bravest thing you'll ever do is challenging, right? The things that you feel fucking guilty and shameful for. right? Because that is the exact things that hold us back. That's the story that plays over and over in our bloody head. So it is. You alright there, Rambo son? Let's see what Rambo son. Rambo, come here, boy. I've got one to lead today. Right, I've got one to lead as maybe you're not aware, but if you're aware, he doesn't quite like this path. I'm not sure if it's the atmosphere, it's the eeriness of the place, or he doesn't like the his paws on the twigs. But so I've just got him on the lead, or he'll never actually walk with me. But for the next series, we've got plans to open up the horizons, expand the scenery a little bit, and we're going to do some beach and boardwalks along the Costa del Sol. I've got to show you some expansion out from the woods. Come on, you, let's move. It's not actually a walk. I'm actually just pulling the wee man along with the lead. So yes. Right, how do we start that process then, you're letting go of that guilt? We start with that affirmation, to be honest. I was only doing the best that I could with the tool set I had. And then I want to break something down for you to make it easier to understand and reaffirm that to yourself. I want you to see yourself as two people. As the little girl that you've buried, that little girl there. And you now as the adult and the decision maker. And how we split ourselves in two is that little girl that you've buried is the one who's frightened, who's scared, who's feeling insecure, who shows up emotionally and causes a little bit of chaos, causes a scene. And that little girl inside is the one who shows up with your sabotage, your self-sabotage, because she's want to feel seen. She's want to let you know that she's there. And when you understand that you can be aware of this and notice it, it's through when you're feeling vulnerable. Right, anytime you're feeling vulnerable, what is your nervous system doing? Right, what is your nervous system doing when you feel fucking vulnerable, man? Does it fight against the vulnerability? Does it run away? Do you freeze? You just go into a frozen mode, or do you fawn? Do you people please? And that's what I want to challenge you with, is anytime you feel vulnerable, what does your nervous system do? How does it speak to you? How does it show up? What self-sabotage shows up when you're feeling vulnerable? And then that's your cue for the little you to be acknowledged, to feel seen by you, the big you to go, that's okay. I hear you now, I see you, and I feel you, and I'm going to lead you. I'm going to lead you. I'm going to take you by the hand and reassure you and go, it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be fucking messy. It's okay to self-sabotage yourself and do all the things that we've spoke about, because, well, you're only human. But I'm not going to ignore you. Right? I'm no longer going to ignore you. I'm not going to ignore the needs. Right? The needs that have never been fulfilled throughout our life, man. I'm here for you now. So that's how we operate. We operate as two. Right? The wounded, buried little girl who's there, who shows up through self-sabotage, and showing up through that self-sabotage is her wanting to feel seen. And then there's you, the adult, who wants to take control of that. manage that, guide, be her guide, to be honest. Hola, wee doggy, Rambo, wee doggy, wee doggy boy. And then there's you, right, the adult, the decision maker. You no longer bury your head right in the sand. You take control of it, take control of the situation. I've just got to wipe Rambo's paws, son. We'll wipe his paws. Let's wipe your paws, right, and get them. There we go. Just wipe his paws down, the wee man. Let's go, wipe them down. There we go. Happy days. Yeah. Just wipe his paws down, the little man. He's just charging along. Happy as Larry, ain't you, Rambo, son? Ain't you, Rambo, son? That's what I was saying. Happy as fucking Larry. Happy as Larry. And a lot of people ask me, who the hell is Larry? And I'm like, there was a TV programme on in Scotland called, the west coast of Scotland anyway, called The Scheme. I think it was the Scheme is like what you would call a council estate in the UK or wherever. I don't even know what you would call your council estates out with the UK, but it was called The Scheme. And there was a guy in it called Marvin, and he always used to say that wee catchphrase, happy as Larry, could not be happier. So I always say that as well because it caught on to me, and I was just like, happy as Larry, could not be happier. So that's where it came from. It came from the old Scheme TV show. You can actually YouTube it, The Scheme in Glasgow, and it'll come up all the wee clips of this guy. And he had a wee dog not called Rambo, but he had a wee dog called Bullet. Bullet the dog. Now Rambo, bloody Bullet. Bullet the dog, wee man. It's absolutely roasting here, so it is. It's nice when we get in the shade, but when we get into that sun, sweating. Anyway, I'm jumping from thing to thing and here to there and random shit, man. That's the beauty of it, that's the beauty, man. That's the beauty, coming out on a stroll. Just you there beside me, walking along, listening into the old madness. Son, listening to the madness. Rambo's just doing a wee quick pee. That's his thousands. I'm going to say his 1025. He's 1025, 25th piss a day, wee man. Never known a dog just to pee as much, man. Anyway, I'm rambling and going away off on a wee tangent here, as I always fucking do. I always go off on tangents and here, there and everywhere talking about the Scheme and the dogs. And I think it was that guy that walked by with his doggy. He put me off. I don't. Maybe they don't understand me because I'm speaking English. Maybe they do because it's Spain. Who knows? So, come on, Rambo. Honestly, look at this. Hi, what are you doing? Come on, let's go. Honest to God, man, it's a nightmare putting him on the lead, and you're like it's like I'm dragging him now for a walk because the last few episodes in it you've seen. He's not been wanting to move. He's been stuck, haven't you? You've been stuck like bloody glue. So he is to the floor. No wanting to walk. But hey ho. Yeah. So let's go back to remember, that's how we see ourselves, right? There's two of us, and we'll know when that little girl is showing up and she's wanting to feel safe, seen, held, and heard, and that's our job as the adult is to do that. And I want to ask you that question. When was the last time that little girl showed up through self-sabotage? And when was the last time you actually made her feel safe and seen? Or was it the opposite? Did you ignore her? Did you ignore her? Did you ignore her needs? And what was the consequences of that? So that's a second question, I guess, is when was the last time that little girl showed up? Right, what I feel seen. She was showing up through sabotage. And did you acknowledge her or did you ignore her? And what was What was the consequences, man? And one of the things I coach within my programming to simplify it for you, so you've got a little action, daily action plan. And that's what I like. I like to keep things fucking simple, right, for myself, because I know that my brain can cope with simple. As you're already aware, it can't cope with fucking overwhelm, man. With these walks, people walking by me in Hamburg getting up to madness. And it's how I like to keep the journey for my clients as well, as just simplifying how we can actually reparent, right? Reparent ourselves. And the first one is obviously, when I take you back to the very first episode, in it, self-awareness, being aware of the wound, being aware that we've been searching for that missing sentence, that question, what's the one thing you wish you heard more of as a child? And the main ones that come up are, I love you, I'm proud of you, you are safe, it's okay to be you. And you know that's your job, right? That's your job, to heal that wound, instead of trying to get that wound filled by external validation, whether it's Muppets, food, alcohol, whatever it may be. So self-awareness is the very first step. It's the very first step that you've got that wound, that little girl there, who's what I feel seen. And as we moved on, we went into self-acceptance, didn't we? Self-acceptance was episode 2, is accepting all of you, the flaws, the insecurities, the chaos, the messy, the wounds, accepting you. Accepting that, wait a minute here, maybe that voice in my head is not my fucking voice. I have to now challenge it, and I have to accept that it's got to be a challenge. And then we moved on to the self-love part, the nurturing of you, right? Nurturing your needs, nurturing your routines. And then we glued all that together with self-control, right? Becoming a master of you, responding and not reacting to life, right? That glues it all together, being in control of our impulses, especially in this life, catches us on the bloody blind side there, man. And then now, is here, self-improvement, is working on it every single day, making it part of your journey, part of what you do, part of who you are. And how we do that is through feeding her, right? Through feed her, then leading her, and then we let her play. So remember that, actually write it down. Feed her, lead her, and let her play. And what, come on, what I mean by feed her, that's not a golden ticket to go to the fridge and fucking raid it, by the way. Get on and stuck into the iron brews and the Monster Punch and the takeaways, that's not a green light, that's not what I mean. I mean feed her safety. Feed her safety on a daily basis. And how do we feed that little girl safety on a daily basis? Is routine. Routine. So she knows that she feels safe in that skin. And how do we do that? Right, how do we do that? Right, very simple, just simplifying it. What sort of routines have we got in our life at the moment? And how I like to break down my day, so it's a little bit structured, is into 3. So I've got a morning routine, I've got a day routine which consists of work, and I've got an evening routine. Right, so 3 little routines that we can start to nurture ourselves with little acts of self-care, acts of self-love, acts of I'm paying myself first through my own time and energy, which are my 2 most valuable commodities. And it all starts with when we get up in the morning, is starting with a wee act of self-care, of paying yourself first, right? Pay yourself first. And I don't mean go to your bank account and transfer some money over to your savings. I mean, pay yourself with your good energy in the morning. And what I mean by that is just taking some time. Take a wee half an hour for yourself in the morning, every morning. Right, try no scroll, try no weigh yourself, try no lie in your bed, but just get up. Get up at a reasonable time, get a shower, have a wee cup of coffee, whatever it may be, just anything simple that's got to make you feel good about yourself. Get out a walk, get some fresh air, do some grounding in the garden. I don't fucking know, right? I'm just giving you some suggestions of what you can do in the morning. And it doesn't need to be any of this discipline or fucking consistency culture, because that's all a lot of bollocks, right? Getting up at fucking 5 in the morning and doing your journaling and writing your to-do list and throwing yourself in a cold shower and doing 30 minutes exercise. Come on. Who's realistically doing that? And obviously there is some people doing that, but for the majority of us and for you, and even myself, man, I can't be annoyed with that. I cannot be annoyed with that. I want simple. I want effective. I want something that's just got to make me feel good to start the day. And that's it. Right, first half an hour. Right, write down what you've got to do the first half an hour when you get up. Right, that's got to be positive for you. It's got to have an impact, a big impact on you leaving the house and feeling good about yourself. So that's it. Start with that in the morning. Nice simple routine where you're ready to take on the life's pressures. Right, when you go and get the kids up, you take them for the school run, or if you've not got kids or whatever, you're just going straight out to work, that you're in the mental and emotional bandwidth to take on the curveballs that are got to come your way. So that's that routine first. Feed her safety straight off the bat. And then your work routine, your day routine pretty much takes care of itself, because that one's already conditioned for you, innit? Right, you've got a time to show up to your work, or you've got a time to do the school run with the kids. Right, that's non-negotiable, innit? That's non-bloody negotiable. You've got goals to hit for your work, you've got targets probably. Right, so that structure and that safety in your work, you've got a sense of control there, ain't you? Right, because it's already here. Someone's given you it. So think about that day routine, that work routine, your work routine, and go, right, I'm going to actually apply this to my personal life, to my morning. I'm going to create a wee routine for myself, a wee bit of structure, a wee bit of safety. And then we flip that to the evening. Right, the evening is one of the most important ones, because obviously it prepares us for the next day. And that could be just an hour before you hit your scratcher, as you just get organised for the next day. And I don't mean like food prep and all that, but just taking some time out to, right, what's happening tomorrow. That's when maybe you write down your wee to-do list, write down your thoughts, your feelings. Get your admin squared, so when you do get up in the morning, right, you're not fucking running about like a headless chicken, let's say. And you just take that wee bit of time at night just to get organised and sorted for the next day, so it makes things a lot easier for yourself. And the things to, like, maybe, as I say to my clients, is look at the things that are probably distracting you, right, throughout the day, the morning, your work, and the evening. And the big ones that come up for me is obviously not getting up for the alarm, or scrolling in the morning, or weighing yourself first thing. And the same at night. That same thing at night, the doomsday scrolling, sitting on the sofa, which, to be honest, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, keep it to the sofa. Keep the doomsday scrolling to the sofa. Right, don't move into your bed and doomsday scroll. Carry that wee boundary, right, that wee boundary for yourself, I guess. Right, in the evening. So your bed and your bedroom's like it's a place where you go to recharge your batteries, right, where you just shut off. There's no distractions. As soon as you get in your bed, you know that you've just got to go to sleep, right? You've got to go to sleep. So if that means scrolling, happens for 2-3 hours, do it in your fucking sofa, man. Right, do it in your sofa. Right, and just start creating that wee boundary that your bedroom's for sleep, man. So yes, feeding her, right, we're feeding her routine, we're feeding her structure, we're feeding her safety, that she gets, fuck, this is what we do every day, and it makes me feel good about myself. We're creating some little non-negotiables around our health, our well-being, and the little non-negotiables I create with my clients are getting out and getting some steps in. I give them an exercise plan. I give them a little cut-off for their food at night, 8 p.m. So no food, right, after 8, just so they can give their system a wee bit of rest, right, a wee bit of respite for food. And because 9 times out of 10, that's when we do the most bloody damage in it, is about 8 p.m. when the kids are fucking getting to bed and you've popped on Netflix and you're like, right, I could just go to the fridge for a wee tub of Ben and Jerry's here and scran it, man. And then before you know it, you're 2,000-3,000 calories deep and it's bloody 10 to 10 at night and you're just about to go to your scratcher. So creating that wee food, right, that wee food boundary. Also getting a wee non-negotiable, just getting 1.5 litres of water in per day. So just wee 4 simple daily non-negotiables there for their physical health, man. Right, so feeding her, right, feeding her safety through routine, through structure, through little non-negotiables, through things that have got to keep the both of you steady, right, especially when it comes to your physical, mental and emotional well-being. And the next one is lead her, right, lead her. Remember what I say is you're the adult here, you're leading her, right, through organisation, through connection, through the chaos, through the ups, the downs, through the self-sabotage, right, lead her, lead by example. Say to her, I'm here for you now. Anytime you feel that you've been triggered and there's the old survival system starting to kick in, that's when you go, it's okay. You reassure her. That's the word, you reassure her, right, that you are here now, that you're in charge, and you're adding to the toolbox each day. That's all you say to her, you reassure her, right, just stand in that mirror and look at yourself and say to her, I'm here for you now, you're safe, I've got the plan for us. It's okay to feel scared. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. But I'm going to lead you in the right direction so we can live a life where we're feeling happy, peaceful, calm, and ready for whatever comes our way, man. So yeah, leading her, right? Leading her massively. Massively. And last one, let her fucking play, man. Let her play, let her loose. Let her mischievous side out. Let her go and fucking climb a tree. Let her dance in the kitchen with the music up full fucking blast, man. Let her take the dog on an adventure. Let her go and play away a weekend abroad. Let her play. Right, let her play, man. Right, let her play, let her have some fun, let you have some fun. Right, let her fucking play. And what I want you to do now, right, is write down 3 things you loved doing as a kid. Write them down. Write down 3 things you loved doing as a kid. Right, and these have got to be your go-to. These have got to be your go-to, man. Right, when it is letting her play time. And that's what to put in when you're creating your routines of safety and structure, is always insert the let her play bit. Right, the let her play, because we know life has a good tendency, right, to to bottle us up, to keep us right in a state of overthinking, overwhelm. And that let her play bit is to let that go, to have a sense of freedom. So do that, right? Take a moment, write down 3 things that you loved doing as a kid. And I want you to go do one. Go do one today. Right? And just immerse yourself in that feeling of freedom, of joy, of excitement. And really let yourself go, man. Right? Let yourself go. Anyway, we've been well, this is a long one today, isn't it, Rambo son? Here he is. There he is, boy, innit? It's a long one today. It's been a long one. As I said, I was going to try and keep these to 20 to 30 minutes. I don't know if I've been waffling on, but if you are getting earplugs in, you're getting a few extra steps in, aren't you? I also hope as if I'm not coming across as a preaching ball bag. Do you know, I hate that. See that preachy way, do this, do that, and I fucking can't be annoyed with that. Right, the preaching, it's just, I think it's just as me here, who I walk with you talking, sharing my life stories, sharing the professional learnings from my clients, right, my clients as well. So let's wrap this up then. Let's wrap it up. So that is how you reparent yourself. Pretty much very simplistic is this full journey that I've took you on, basically for fucking episode 1 to here, episode 5. As that's the toolbox, the skill set, right? It's yours now. And next week we're going to move on to the last episode, which is self-trust, and listening to the most important thing is here, the old gut instinct. Right, the old gut instinct. How many times have you ignored your old gut, your intuition, and it's come back to bite you in the fucking arse? Yeah, I am 100,000% guilty of that over the course of my life. And it's just because I didn't trust myself. I wasn't aware of the wounded boy within. I had the dark clouds over my head through addiction. So next week, right, is all about self-trust. But before we get there, all I want you to do is a wee reconnection process, is write a letter to that girl you've buried. And it doesn't need to be some big fucking fancy letter. All you have to do is just write down a few words to her. Get whatever you're feeling at the moment, right? Whatever you're feeling out onto paper, right? Because I know this stuff is challenging, and I know it'll be landing, right? And if it's landing and you're feeling, wow, right, just sit down with a wee pen and a bit of paper and just write to her. Just write whatever your nickname was when you were younger. Hey, fucking wee Roxy, how are you? I'm just writing to you just to make you aware that I'm here now. That everything's got to be okay, and this journey has got to be one that's got to be happy, fulfilled, and we've got to have a fucking laugh along the way, man. Right, because that's what this journey is, guys, right? Is have a laugh, man. Have a smile. Have a joke. Right, have a wee pop at yourself, right? A wee laugh at yourself when you know you've done something wrong, instead of beating yourself up. So that's the last thing, right? Write the wee inner child letter to yourself. And next episode, we're going to tap into self-trust and really wrap all this series up, the wounded woman, the girl that you've buried, and bring it to a conclusion. Also, don't forget, right, to leave a wee comment, share your insights, subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these walks. And I've put together, right, a little 7-day walk and talk audio series as well of this, which you can find in in the description below. So see you next Sunday, and see you next Sunday.